The following Toku Podcastu contains spoilers from both past and present Tokusatsu, anime, manga, movies and other related media. If you do not wish to be spoiled, we suggest turning off the podcast now. Otherwise, please enjoy the show.
Hello everybody, welcome to Fuck Off. I don't know what this movie was. what was this movie? That's on the right of me, someone who barely has any semblance of where he is thanks to all the Sapporo, Jay.
You guys remember that time Bruce Banner got raped?
Which time?
The one time he was in YMCA and two dudes grabbed him in the shower.
What?
That was the 80s, it always happened.
Yeah, that was just the YMCA in the 70s.
On this side, wanted in about 2 counties for attempted burglary, Phil.
I did not have enough alcohol for this. And what do you mean by attempted?
Don't worry about it. And over there, it's Chad. Fuck you, Chad.
That was
so as you can tell, we have. I mean, hey, you know what? Give ourselves a round of applause real quick because we have officially done it again. We have done every single fucking thing Amazon has to offer, and god damn it, it was a ride. But we'll get to that when we get to the end. So for now, let's talk about what we're supposed to talk about. Kamen Amazon's The Last Judgment. What the fuck?
what?
Is all I have to say.
I got no words for it.
That was like sci-fi original movie levels of quality.
I felt like we were watching Hokkaido again.
Oh,
I That was like C grade horror schlock. This was like what
C+?
what was this movie even?
Dude, I don't even. So okay, so should we just start right off again, how we always do this shit with the characters? Haruka, he's still a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Haruka has somehow regressed as a character further than he did in season 2, which I'm genuinely impressed by.
You know, this is because
I don't even know how you regressed when you've never progressed.
See, here's the thing. You see, here's the thing. We're trying to erase the fact that season 2 existed. That's all.
Apparently,
That is the only reason why this movie happened. So that way we can erase season 2. Season 2 never happened, guys. What review were you listening to a few weeks ago? Certainly that never happened.
This was certainly better than season 2. I'll put it like that.
Oh, it doubtedly it was
I
shorter.
didn't feel like I wanted to
It's
rip
true.
my eyeballs out binge watching all of season 2.
You know what? Actually, you know what? Let's just say fuck it for the characters because you've listened to the last 2 episodes. You know who the characters are. It's the exact same. The only difference is that we got Poopy BB Riger from fucking Shinko, fucking Alien Rangers. So we there's nothing new in this movie.
Oh, there's a lot of new in this movie. Well,
there's nothing new in terms of characters. In terms of character development, everyone's the exact same. Honestly, it's almost the exact same from season 2.
Plot-wise, it's
that's-
very different.
pretty much, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like we've been saying, the movie season 2 seems to have happened, but they also seem to be going out of their way to make it so that season 2 didn't happen. Like they mentioned,
Basically.
like Nozama's gone and 4C's around, except the what's her name, Mama Mizusawa is still around and seems to actually matter again. Like Tachibana's not crippled anymore somehow. Jin's just not blind anymore, although Haruka mentions that he was blind, so I guess everything did happen.
The Neo belt gets fucking destroyed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
It's like they were trying to fix the mistake of season 2 and they just decided to go insane.
this was okay.
I'm really at a loss for words, I'm not gonna lie.
This I don't even know where to start.
So let's start with the fact, and I'm just gonna go right into. Let's start with the fact that this is still Haruka's fault. This entire look, Haruka let's tally up Haruka's sins here. Haruka has gotten thousands of people killed, has inadvertently created Amazon AIDS, has inadvertently made Trolloc happen, has inadvertently made Mamoru go fucking Michi 2.0, has inadvertently made dozens of people just get eaten by their friends and loved ones because they had to drink some poo-poo water, and he also inadvertently made this entire movie happen, which basically makes his own people into food. This is his fault.
As we said multiple times in the commentary, Haruka is at the far, far end of fuck around and find out. Where season 1 was him fucking around, and everything afterwards was him finding out. This is him realizing that him being such a wishy-washy piece of shit has caused literally every single problem in the country. Up to and including, and I still can't believe that this was the plot of the movie, that they're mass-producing Amazons as fucking cattle for food for humans. They're turning Amazons into food.
Honestly, dude, if you told me that before, like, because I know Chad had seen this before.
Yep.
If Chad had told me that plot summary, and he formed it and he put it in the form of a joke, I legitimately would have thought it was a joke.
I would have too.
I would have believed him.
I would have,
like, that just sounds stupid.
It was.
Like, that sounds like a shit post. That sounds like me pulling something out of random just to be like, oh, hey, wouldn't it be funny if blank, and somehow being correct.
You know what? To be honest, during
during
the reaction of this movie, I did lay down some I did lay down some spoilers as jokes.
Yeah.
So specifically just oh, I knew everything that was coming. Oh, I know this was a turd. Oh, I know that this was a depressing turd, considering everything that happens and how this ends.
I mentioned in the commentary, this is basically what I thought, what everybody thought Amazon's was gonna be when they announced it for April 1st. This is the shit I think everyone thought it was gonna be. And you know what? Farming aside, I still kind of liked it.
I mean, this movie was totally nutso, but in that fun kind of nutso where it's schlock. It is action schlock. It's like
Mika Droid.
Almost. I compared last episode, season 2, to being Halloween 5. This is like Friday the 13th Part 9, where they've just well, no, okay, Part 9 was the one with the body hopping. Jason Takes Manhattan.
No, that's Part 8. That's Part 8.
Yeah, I realized. This is Friday the 13th Part 8, where they have just stopped fucking caring, and they're just doing whatever the hell they want.
Oh, if you want to stop caring, would you just said, Chainsaw Massacre 2? I'm the Lord of the Harvest.
Honestly, yeah, it's about on par with that, where they don't care. There is no quality control involved, and it is just absolutely maddening, hilarious nonsense.
See, that's the thing. That's why it's so hard to actually talk about this movie seriously, because it itself knows for a fact it's bullshit. It knows it's bullshit, and it's just hey, just enjoy the time you're here. And I'm okay, whatever. Because and again, we said it last episode where season 2 tried to take its bollocks way too fucking seriously, and because of that, it came off inadvertently comedic. This one, it was just this one took it as tongue in cheek as I wanted season 2 to be. Holy shit, this was hilarious.
That's the best thing about this movie. It's in terms of the overall presentation and tone and everything else, it is season 2, but it's also not taking itself seriously. It's just kind of doing whatever, and that makes it way better somehow. It's
just having fun.
Exactly. If this movie was playing seriously, it would be nowhere near as good because this movie is borderline incomprehensible. But
like, I can't even be mad
because it doesn't care. It cares about as much as the audience does. It is entertaining as hell. Stuff just kind of happens in this movie sometimes. Like,
yeah.
So again, like,
it's hard to talk about.
They're turning
in a way that we usually
Amazons
do, because, like Jay said,
into food.
It doesn't care.
Which
it doesn't care, and in a way that makes me love it.
Exactly. Like, I mean, there are half a dozen problems with that idea you can immediately shoot off. Number one, why the fuck do they need to look like people? Number two, why can they
have free will
and have feelings and emotions and have free will? Number three, if they still need to eat and you could program them to be herbivores only, why the fuck was that ever a problem with the original Amazons? Why the fuck was that not like the second thing Jin did once he got the Amazon cells working? Why did he not think about that?
Well, Jay, because number 4, because apparently they're not programmed to be 100% herbivores. Eventually, they go crazy anyway.
Part 5. Why give the fucking things you're using as cattle free will?
Jay just said that.
God damn it! I wasn't listening.
What? There are so many flaws with this plan that it is amazing that it apparently lasted as long as it did. I mean, we don't know how long. Like, clearly these kids are already fully grown. We don't. Again, there's the whole issue with how quick Amazon kids grow. So this has to have been at least happening since the end of season 2. So at least 2 years. Somehow, only like 2 of them ever escaped, and they didn't like go out and start killing people or anything like that.
3 of them did.
It's either way. The point is that somehow the experiment was like a 99% success up to this point, and there was absolutely no issues until fucking Haruka showed up, which granted is about on par with everything else because Haruka is just bad luck incarnate. The second he shows up, everything just goes to shit. So, but they have Jin chained up in their basement, and they're force feeding him Amazon blood for some reason.
We're not pranking you. This is real.
Which creates more Amazons somehow. Which, number one, okay, there was the one time he ate an Amazon heart, but I don't remember Jin ever eating Amazons. I don't think that's something he could do. So why is feeding him Amazon blood making him stronger? How is that?
For that matter, how are the IVs directly making them like? I get the blood, sure, but like we were kind of already told at the beginning of season 2 that that's not an exact science of when or not they can actually get infected. By the way, they don't even call them lysogenic Amazon cells anymore. They're just regular Amazons.
No, yeah,
apparently.
they're just regular Amazons now.
Which, by the way, also another question, because we didn't see this. How is them just directly injecting it into an IV automatically make them herbivores?
Medically, it's because when you inject something from an IV into the body, it goes directly into the bloodstream, and the bloodstream flows around the entire body. That's how it would most likely medically pass through.
Yes, okay, but how did that make them herbivores?
How did shooting them?
It might have influenced their brain chemistry to make them.
I don't know, drug in their food,
plant life.
I don't think it works that way, but I'm not a biologist because obviously I'm not. I'm sitting here with you
I'm
guys.
not a biologist either, and I can tell you that's bullshit.
I'm not a biologist, and I can tell you that's not how science works.
All I learned in
Jin's
school
a biologist,
was
and
how to
he
talk to
clearly
people.
doesn't know how. I mean, I don't know.
If Jin was a good biologist, we wouldn't be in this fucking mess.
Exactly. If Jin was a good biologist, he wouldn't have never made Amazon cells. He would have been like, "Oh man, maybe I should make oh man, making."
Well, to be fair, Jay, what the fuck was the point of the Amazons to begin with?
I don't know. We still don't know why he made the Amazons.
No, we don't.
And we'll never know because he's dead.
He's fucking dead. Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know what the point of the Amazons were. We don't know what the end goal of any of this stuff was. We don't even know who the fuck the fucking Papa Zonozaki looking motherfucker's plan was. We don't even know who he is.
Yeah, we don't. We
Who
still
is
have,
he?
we still have no idea what his end goal was.
Does he even have a name?
I
No.
think.
Not in the movie, not the show.
I think he's just called the boss.
He's just the chairman.
Literally, because
That's
he's
it.
in a wheelchair.
Heyo.
It's amazing. It is amazing how, like, again, this is not a movie to do this with, but just thinking about anything for more than a second makes you go, what the fuck happened here?
It's I don't even know where else to go with this. Like, I mean, in terms of like the story, like, where the fuck else do you go?
You don't go anywhere.
See-
This is it. That's the ending.
See, this is a thing. Like, basically, this movie was just a glorified slugfest / finale for Haruka and Jin. Everything else be damned, we needed filler to pad out timing to make this a movie.
Because, okay, if you try and put this in the context of where do we go from here, really there is nowhere to go. Because the only Amazons that are still in existence are the artificial ones that are going to go crazy and kill people anyways unless Haruka kills them. And Haruka, who is not crazy, he's just a regular dude. But the thing is, if any of them reproduce, we're just going to be right back to season 2.
Pretty much.
Well, he's not crazy. He's just stupid.
Yes. But again, like, everything here, like, it's weird to say, but, like, everything here leads to a dead end. Because we're just kind of going in a circle at this point. Because the only guy who was actually going out of his way to kill these motherfuckers is dead.
Yeah, I mean, we still have Amazons around. There are still Amazons around at the end of the movie. Like, there's no happy ending here, really. The only person who's doing anything is dead.
It's like you get a roach infestation. So your solution is to ban all roach poison. That's what this is.
Or, you know, I could also equate it to either, like this, also getting more roaches to fight your roaches, but at the end, you just have more roaches. Look at what that did.
See, because again, like you said, like, what is the end goal now? Like, where do we, like, again, if we really think about this movie seriously, where do we go from here? Like, there's nowhere to go. Because Haruka's just, by the end of the movie, he just kind of fucked off.
Yeah,
That's it. He's just fucked off.
I mean, he ate an Amazon. He ate a kid in this movie.
He
which
did.
I mean,
He ate a child. That's right.
Props to this movie for all the child murder. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty
Oh my
sick.
fucking
That's a
But-
first.
I mean, look, they're Amazons. It's okay. It's not
They're
that
not
weird.
people.
How's
Exactly.
it okay?
They're not people. Phil.
They're not human.
They
so
look
it's fine.
like people.
but
yeah,
they're not
but they're
people.
not people.
Well, okay, we
See,
could also say the same thing about the
established-
politician
Phil,
that
we're
was
having-
also
we're ha-
eaten.
That's true. Phil, we're having the argument that the show is having. It's just because they look like people doesn't make them people, all right? Everything's fine. They're not people. Who cares?
Exactly. They're not real. They're not people. They're food.
Exactly.
Now they are, at least.
Well, now they're food. Which, I mean, if that was Tachibana's end goal the whole time, why the fuck did he make Sigma, like, give him superpowers? Why didn't he just start
because
doing
it was only one type of meat he wanted from Sigma.
What? And in that case, why the fuck did he make the EU then?
EU?
Yeah, like what? How the fuck does she factor into his plan?
Season 2 never
it's
happened,
weird
that's
to me.
why.
I mean, I know
That's
season 2
right.
never happened.
Look, it's weird because, like, if you take all of it into account, he goes from, let's make a super duper awesome undead soldier with feelings. That kind of fucking sucked. Let's make a super duper undead soldier with no feelings. That sucked too. Fuck it, let's just eat him. Like,
yeah,
if you follow
let's
the
turn him
logic
into
here,
steak.
it's like a,
all right. That is not going to backfire in any way, shape.
Well, it's better than making them out
it's
of
like
towels.
it's like it's really weird because, like, the jump in logic there is just like, let's make more guns. Oh, that's kind of that failed. Well, let's just eat them then. Let's just eat the guns. It's like, where did you get this idea? Like, to me, and this is so. Here's my thing. So, I know, season 2 technically didn't happen, quote unquote, but let's pretend it did because the movie didn't. So let's pretend season 2 happened. Okay. We learned in season 2 that at least you could get infected through the blood or with some sort of blood. You're eating them. Wouldn't that make more of you?
Yeah, like that's what I thought the big twist of the movie was going to be. Is that by eating them they turn into Amazons, and that's like the big problem. Like, no, as far as we know, they're not. I guess they solved.
Well, I guess if anything,
I guess they just solved that problem.
Like, if anything, I'm assuming like cooking them is just like, for example, like if you cook an egg, or like if you eat a raw egg, basically, you're probably going to get salmonella. What happens if you cook it?
Yeah, like
then
chicken,
you're probably not going to get salmonella. Probably the same thing with
More than
Amazon
likely.
cells. If you cook it, you know what? You're probably not going to get Amazon. You're probably not going to have cravings for fingers, or like have a finger looking good. I don't know, cravings for people.
Okay.
I mean, that's a fair point, but at the same time, like, that's not always consistent. Like, I know, like, you can still fucking get mad cow if you cook that meat. Like, you can still get other diseases if you cook that meat.
He's
like,
right.
See, okay, so
It's like
So
seal.
to me-
It's like seal meat up in Canada. You have to cook it the right way, or else you get botulism.
well, as you heard here first, Phil eats seals.
Yeah.
He also apparently hits him over the head with a bat.
Yeah, that's
There you go.
why I'm not allowed at the aquarium.
I know you ladies find that attractive. Anyways, but like I was saying, okay, if we really think about this, if Tachibana just took away and I know it's fucked up to say, but let's be fair, this entire show is fucked up. It's fucked up to say, but if Tachibana got rid of the willpower, he essentially just solved world hunger.
Huh?
Am I wrong?
I mean, yeah,
it's
like-
not inaccurate.
if it weren't for the fact that, I mean, one, he makes them look like people, and two, they still have like thoughts and feelings and can, act and move on their own, and they're for all intents and purposes like real people. I mean, physically, not really like legitimately. You get the idea. If it weren't for the fact that like by the start the plans fell faulty because they look like humans, I mean, he wouldn't be the bad guy here. There wouldn't be any problem if it weren't for the fact that they fucking look like humans, and then also they
And
can
see,
think
the
and
thing
feel.
is, like, can't he I don't know if this... I know this can't work technically, but it's fucking Amazons. Let's pretend here. Can't he just make him look not human?
I mean, for that matter, if you're gonna have them look human, why do they still have the ability to transform into their Amazon form?
That's a big fucking thing, too.
Like, there's so many holes in this plan here. Like, again, that's why it's schlock, is because like they don't fucking care. It's like, oh, I'm mass producing Amazons as food. Why? Fuck you. That's it.
It's like the plot only exists so you could get to the fight. Which, hey, you know what? That's what made me like Godzilla Final Wars. So,
True.
Like, if we're running by that logic, who fucking cares what the plot is? See, and that's the problem. This movie, as we said multiple times, it just doesn't fucking care. So it's like, even if we try to objectively look at it, we're gonna look like we're gonna look like people who take lolcats too seriously. It's like, who cares? This movie doesn't give a shit. Why should I? And it's not in the way that like Saber didn't give a shit, where like I was actually like, man, what the fuck? It's a fun type of not giving a shit. It's like
They knew they screwed up, and at this point, they're just trying to have fun with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like Jay said, it's like one of those schlocky B movies that people love to watch. It's like, that's what this is. It's just, who cares? Who fucking cares? Shit. I guess that's. I mean, hey, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about the fights. Why not? Because the fights are awesome in this movie.
Yeah.
The fights are still the only good thing about Amazons consistently. So
Especially that
Oh,
last
yeah.
one.
yeah, I
no,
like that we
look,
actually got to
that-
fucking see the fight this time.
Dude, the fight between Jin and Haruka with both of them untransformed was awesome.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh yeah.
Brutal.
That was so fucking great.
It was that kind of brutality of like, this is just real. This is just two dudes beating the shit out of each other. This isn't like
These two have run each other up the fucking wall, and they have had it.
And they're
like
they're throwing
literally.
tables at each other and stabbing them with like pottery and shit. They're just like, it's so good. They're just like flailing around on the arm, like choking each other. It's great.
It's like
Heck,
it's like
Haruka
it's
even
like Phil,
bit Jin at some point.
yeah,
he
he
did.
fucking bites him like Mike Tyson. It's great.
it's like Phil said around the final fight. These are just two primal beasts going at it with each other. They're just animals at this point. They just want each other dead. And it's like, yeah, you're not wrong. They just want to kill each other at this point. Like, fuck it. Just fuck it. But yeah, like, the fights are great. I mean, the fight with Jin and Neo Alpha was amazing. They never gave Neo Alpha a name, from what I remember.
I think they said it like once. I wasn't paying attention.
It's like, it was Principal Mudo or something like that. Like, they say it once, and then just like, oh, yeah, don't question how I have this belt. And then just like, yeah, that's the only thing we're going to hear. We don't know how we got his belt, and they say not to question it.
All right.
Shinken Kabuto.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, like, that fight was awesome because I mean, hey, you know what? This movie was fucking brutal. I'll give it that. It was a brutal fucking movie.
Oh
It
yeah.
was.
Most definitely.
Very bloody, very very bloody. But I mean, hey, I mean, and you know what? I mean, all of the fight scenes were actually pretty good in this movie. There were, I mean, again, this movie was just brutal in general. But again, like Chad said during the commentary, it's because this was for like 4DX, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was actually done in 40X, so basically you had the vibrating chairs, you had the basically all the smells that you can, I guess, smell in the movie. You had all the wet effects, like, I don't know, probably blood, water, probably a mix of blood and water, actual blood.
That sounds nasty.
Yeah, right? And it's just
Man.
like, I don't know, like, I'm actually, I kind of want to be, like, in one of those experiences. Because, like, I know Dragon Ball Super Broly actually also had that. So it's just...
Yeah, you can smell Broly's musk.
Nice.
Yes. But, like,
I don't think you want to smell that, Chad.
Well, I mean, what, do you want to smell the blood of Amazons?
I mean,
Look,
a little.
no. I mean, some of that food looked pretty delicious, not gonna lie.
What, the Amazon children?
Yes.
Your Amazon steaks? Finger looking good, man.
Hey, man, Amazon chicken fried steak, let's go.
Yeah. I you know what? I need an Amazon. Screw it.
Amazon Don Blue. That was bad. That was bad. Shit. I guess from that, you know what? Let's give our final thoughts on the movie, and then let's give our final thoughts on Amazon as a whole. So, look, we'll go to the movie, and then we'll go to the series as a whole. So, let's start with somebody I don't usually start with. Let's start with Phil.
Movie I thought was bonkers.
Time's up. I'm just
It
kidding.
was
Sorry.
it was bonkers as fucking shit. It was bloody as hell. It was better than season 2. I will say this right now. It was better than season 2. The final fight between Haruka and Jin, as we said multiple times, was fantastic. It was symbolic. None of the characters get any character development whatsoever, and they kill Jin off. That's very upsetting. It's one of those it's so schlocky you have to love it movies. Yeah, that's all I can really say.
So next is Jay.
I mean, going into this movie, I was afraid because I only knew it by reputation, and I heard that was not a very good movie, and it is not a very good movie, but it is also highly entertaining, and is absolutely a goddamned riot. Nothing in this movie makes any sense if you think about it for more than a second, and the movie doesn't because it doesn't linger on anything for more than a second. It's just non-stop, just shit is happening. So you know what? It is quite possibly the best part of Amazon's because it is just they don't give a shit. They don't care anymore. They're just here for violence and insane body horror nonsense. It's great. It's great. Watch it. Don't bother with season 2. Just watch this.
My turn then. You know what? Let me use a very famous quote from William Shakespeare. Fuck it. Because that is this movie in a nutshell.
Indeed.
Fuck it. They went into this movie. The directors went into this movie. The actors went into this movie. The cinematographers went into this movie. The writers went into this movie. The fucking caterer went into this movie with the exact same mindset. fuck it. Season 2 sucked ass, so we're gonna make it up to you in the most bullshit, bonkers, mentally deficient way we could possibly do this. And you know what? God fucking damn it, it was so fun. Like, holy shit. I haven't had this much fun with a movie since watching Hokkaido. Like, that's how insanely fun this movie was. Like, this movie is, like Jay said, this movie's not good. Like, written, like, story-wise, it's shit. But it knows it's shit. And it's like one of those things where it's like, what are you going to do? You going to make fun of me? You're going to get mad at me? Oh, little baby going to get mad at the movie? That's the attitude this movie has. And you know what? It's great. Like, if you like movies that are just nonsense, like Godzilla Final Wars, and again, like Hokkaido, this is your movie. This is it. This is great. As Jay said, go watch it. Chad.
Yep. So...
I was just like, you're just going to stop there, that's it?
Nope.
Yep.
Basically, this is the third time I've had to see this movie. This is the literal third time. And I already, like, first time I saw it, it was just like, I saw it without subtitles the first time. I was alone in my college apartment. And you know what? I was like, you know what? This is interesting, but at the same time, this is also kind of depressing. This is coming off the cuff of basically Amazon Season 2, after that finished, and then eventually the DVD came out. That was also around the time when I was jaded and thought, you know what, Amazon's is actually a really good season. And I don't know why people aren't talking about this more, but then when you put time and give a little bit of time, you know, you finally see it for what it is. It's kind of edgy. But in this case, for the movie, second time saw it subtitled, figured out what was actually going on. Yeah, no, that was still kind of depressing. And then coming back, I want to say, 2-ish years later, and seeing basically all y'all react to this, you know what? I feel a lot better about myself. And you know what? I had fun watching the fight scenes. This is still very schlocky. Like, basically, this is Amazon's doing damage control and probably apologizing for Season 2. This is them saying, like, you know what? We know we messed up with Season 2. And you know what? Like, there's no going back. So, you know, we're just going to go all in. We're not going to think about this. Why are you thinking about this? Let's just have fun.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? Like, we left it open-ended so that way Haruka can return back. So that we could see him probably team up with, I don't know, the first, Ichigo the first, the next. Or like 1 and 2 in V3 from the first and the next, and then eventually Black Sun. Because edgy Showa reboots, I guess. I don't know, but...
I mean, Chad, he is the blackest Kamen.
Yeah, he is the blackest Kamen Rider, and we still have no idea what he looks like, but that's besides the point.
Black.
He's just gonna be black, but without all the silver.
You know,
that's how he's the blackest.
So literally just like a blob.
No, it's gonna be like metal builds from like the Build V Cinema.
He's the Phantom Blot from the old Mickey Mouse cartoon.
Yes.
He's just gonna be Sunspot.
Yeah.
So, I guess with that being said as well, we're gonna start with Chad again. Chad, tell us your final thoughts on just Amazon's as a whole, 1, 2, and I was gonna say 3, 1, 2 in the movie.
Amazon's is a tale of basically Shirakuta saying, you know what, I think Kamen Rider needs to be more edgy, and then it just continually went downhill from there. Kinda tried to fight it, coming back up. It tried to come back up. It tried to rise back up. But at the end of the day, it's like giving the proper time and like development of thoughts for Amazon's. Like really, Season 1 was only probably comparatively good, or like the best thing considering we were comparing it to Ghost. Season 2 was when we had a better writer series than Ghost in terms of X-Aid, and then figured, yeah, no, this is actually kind of crap. And then the movie was just, yeah, no, this is them trying to save themselves. Like, I'm really hoping Black Sun does it better. I feel like Amazon's didn't need to be a series. It could have been like a fun 3-part movie kind of thing, but maybe just not have the plot of season 2, which I actually think it might be, considering Japan actually did compilation films for season 1 and 2, but that's besides the point. But overall, it's not great. It's not bad. If you're gonna watch Amazons, just stick with season 1. There's no need to continue on. Just let it end with season 1.
So like I said, we're going to reverse here, so I'm next. Overall, honestly, like legitimately going back to Amazons was a really interesting idea. That I'm glad we went with, because when I first watched it, I loved season 1. I thought season 1 was fantastic. Season 2, I mean, I hate to say it, but like I think even back then everybody knew season 2 was the fucking shits, and then I had never ever until tonight touched the movie. And as a whole, Amazons is a really weird fucking experiment from Toei. And in some ways, I'm really mad that they even tried what they did with season 2. But on the other hand, I'm really happy they just tried something different. Especially because of what we got out of season 1 and this movie. Like, it was just... I'm not going to lie, it was interesting. I'm like Chad said, I'm actually really interested in what they're going to do with Black Sun. Because... I like it when writer does something different. Yeah, I could say all day that it was a little too overly edgy, which I mean, yes, it was. Season 2 probably wins that out in just terms of it, but like, it's just an interesting watch. I think if you're really interested, watch season 1, and if you really think you want to know where this story goes from there, then I put a very big caution symbol over season 2 and a get stoned as fuck for the movie, or drunk, whichever you pick your poisons in this world, not me. So I think it's interesting. This entire show was this entire series was an interesting run through, and it's going to be something that I think I'm going to look back on thinking like, yeah, that was something. I'm probably going to watch the movie again one of these days, though, just because that movie... I mean, like, how can I not? It's going to be in my rotation of, this is shit I need to watch while I'm just drunk. So, with me, there goes Phil. Oh, no, I started with you. Never mind, it was Jay first.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know how the Amazons experiment lasted beyond season 1.
Yeah.
By all accounts, it shouldn't have, and I think we can all agree that that it should have just ended with season 1, because it was only downhill from there. I mean, looking back on it, season 1 was not as good as we all remembered it. I mean, it was still good, relatively speaking, until the end, but it wasn't such a masterpiece that we all thought it was, because again, like Chad said, we were comparing it to Ghost. So anything would have looked better. Hell, I'm sure if season 2 came out next to Ghost, I think we probably would have liked it better. But I think it was an interesting concept. I think it was an interesting idea that they should have tried to keep going in other forms. It shouldn't have gotten to season 2, but I think they should have kept like the grim dark reboot trend going just for a little while longer, just to see what they could do. But I think the problem is that Amazon season 1 was so popular that they just kind of kept the train going, and it was like, okay, let's just make more Amazons, not understanding what made Amazons so good. And that was kind of the downfall, is that they kind of ran out of ideas, and they torpedoed it. They torpedoed They torpedoed it.
Torpedoed.
I know how to say the word, Phil.
But you're not saying it right now.
I know. The franchise sunk so hard that it shouldn't have they should have just stopped while they were ahead. They should have stopped like halfway through making season 2 and just realized, you know what? We need to stop this. This is not gonna work. But no, they didn't, and here we are now.
This seems like a very good metaphor for the Amazons project itself.
The Amazons project, I think overall was a failure. It started well, but it should have ended when it it had the chance. That being said, I think it was worth it just to get this movie because the movie was just so entertaining. It was kind of worth sitting through season 2, to be entirely honest.
I mean, it was like having a really bad appetizer, and then you got like this really nice steak.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you know what? It's like a really nice steak with a lot of fat on it. It's like, you know it's not good for you,
Yeah.
but fuck it, man. It's delicious.
And it's like you have a really great opening course, and then like the main course is just garbage. It's not cooked well at all. I'm sure like half the ingredients are missing. Half of this isn't even cooked. But then you get to the dessert, and the dessert is just, it's so decadent, and it's so just disgusting and sweet that it makes up for it. Honestly, it was worth it. It was worth the whole experience.
And Phil?
Well, the thing is, like, to me, this felt like a show that was like written by like an edgy teenager. Yeah, notice we say edgy a lot. This really was like a show that if I watched it as a teenager, I would have said this was like the greatest fucking shit I ever saw. And then as I get older, I would look back and say, what the fuck was I thinking? That's what this is. The first season, it had its flaws, but it was a fun ride. It was good. Season 2, oh my god, I will never ever go back to season 2. Because season 2 was so mind-rottingly boring. And not to mention, there was a part where the entire season was about one horny kid trying to fuck a dead girl. Remember that? He's trying to fuck a dead chick. And that's it. The movie, on the other hand, it was fun. That's something you need to like just grab a drink, get some friends, and just laugh. You just gotta laugh, and it's bonkers. Like you guys put it in the best words that I could say, because then I would just be repeating myself. I feel like if they had toned back the whole edgelord stuff, it probably would have been fine. It wouldn't have been spectacular, but it would have been fun. Dark, but fun.
So here's before we wrap up, here's a question I posed to all three of you. If we had just foregone season 2 and just had this in the movie, like to wrap everything up, what do you think? What do you think? You think your thoughts would have changed overall in the experiment?
See, here's the thing. I don't think the movie would have worked as well without having season 2. Because if you just went season 1 to this, as much as we suggest doing so, you kind of miss a lot of the experience because you kind of need the awfulness of season 2 to appreciate this movie.
He's
in a way.
kind of right.
Yeah, you know, I got
Yeah.
it.
If you go from season 1, and even though season 1 has a bad ending, if you go from that to this, you're not going to enjoy this movie because it's just such a drastic drop down. You didn't reach the low point already, so this doesn't look better in comparison. If we had gotten the movie, and if the movie was like played straight, maybe I think then it probably would have worked. But if we just had the movie as is, but skipped season 2 entirely, no, this would not have been as successful. I don't think it would not have worked.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same way. So I just wanted to see if everybody else thought so too. I mean, hey, you know what? Like I said, I'm just glad they tried. You know, because but again, I know we said it early, but like when Ghost was coming out, we were just kind of at that point where we were just like, can we just do something different? And they did.
Yeah.
They did. You know, didn't work, but hey, fuck it. You know what? I'll never fault them for trying. I'll just fault them for making season 2. So, with that being said, we are actually, guys. I have a bit of an announcement for you guys, actually. So I have this footage that I was sent from a hidden camera. It's just here you go. I'll just be uploading it in general for you guys to look at. So obviously you can see everything here.
What the fuck happened?
What the hell?
Oh God.
What is? Oh no.
Oh, trust me, it gets better. It gets better.
Oh boy.
I'm afraid now.
Same.
It is.
Fuck.
What the fuck?
I just love this
Are you a
reaction.
freaking comic book character now?
AJ. he
Why
won.
is he? Why is the wheel dead?
What?
What did he do?
What did you do?
Oh, just watch. Just watch.
You sick bastard! What did you do?
You fucking
Oh
asshole.
no!
Hell yeah!
Oh
So
This is
because I'll put this on Twitter and I'll put
This
on
is a
Twitter anyways.
godsend.
So by the way, before I say it, everybody thank Artsy because she literally did this within a fucking day.
Archie,
Oh my God.
you
Damn,
homie.
artsy! I'm impressed.
Like
If it wasn't
I
such a pain in the
I
ass,
asked her,
I'd pay you again.
I asked her. She sketched it. I was like, "Yeah, it looks good." And then, bam! Within a fucking day, I'm like, "You're beautiful, beautiful." So,
Oh my
So-
god!
as it shows here, we aren't doing the ninja just fucking yet.
Not today.
We, thankfully, because I accidentally the wheel. We are doing Kamen Rider Build next. We're finally going back because I think it's been way too long since we did that episode, and it's been way too long since I've been able to say exactly what I want to say of that fucking show. Because when we did that show originally, it didn't really sound that great. Like, it quality-wise. So now we actually have microphones that don't sound like we pissed on them. And we'll have more time to germinate on the show itself.
Oh.
And, of course, again, just so we can all say what we really think about Build. Because everyone already says it's the greatest show ever. Which was like Gaim for, like, a couple of years. But now it's Build.
Yeah.
Also, just a quick point of clarification. Are we also going to be including the V Cinema?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Oh, couldn't we watch the V Cinema? I want to watch the
No.
V Cinema.
Or are we in...
Motherfucker, are you gonna watch? Are you all right, Phil? We're gonna watch the V Cinema, and then I'm gonna hear from you in 2 weeks saying, "Oh, I'm just on episode 20." That's you,
But
Phil.
in this case, are we also
I ain't
going to be
doing that.
including the summer, or like a summer movie and crossover movie?
No,
Oh, no movies?
we're not. We're just doing the show.
Okay.
No, it's just
that's
I
been our
wanted
policy
to get
since day
around to
one.
watching the damn thing.
Well, you can do that some other day.
I still have
Because for now-
Zenkaiger to
because-
watch.
Motherfucker, you're right here saying, "Oh, let's watch the V Cinemas too," and then I say you can't do it. Well, I still gotta watch Kaiser. Shut the fuck
I
up.
don't want to binge watch
Anyways.
Zenkaiger at the towards the very end. I don't want to just binge watch that.
Let me play you a song of the world's smallest violin here.
That's my shtick.
You wish. Anyways.
Go suck
so-
a lemon.
So, again, I think anybody who's listened to us for more than a while has heard what we said about Build. They haven't heard what Chad has to say about it, obviously, but they've heard what we said about Build, and they know exactly the problems we have. To be fair, though, and I'm going to spoil this a little bit, I did watch a little bit of Build again. Yeah, there's a lot more problems than I actually remembered.
I don't have a problem with Build.
A lot more than I remember it. So, in 2 weeks, we'll be back with Kamen Rider Build. Also, by the way, this is the 5th year anniversary, isn't it?
Wait,
Came out
was it?
2017.
Oh,
2018, yeah, 2018 to
Oh.
2019 it came out. So
It was
3
2017.
years?
So then, I
4 years.
believe it's only been 4 years. Next year, technically. So
Oh. Well, anyways, again, like I said, like I'm only spoiling a little bit, but God, this show is a lot worse than I remember it being. And I really hate to say that because I remember really liking Build when I first watched it, but ooh, you Gewalt. I'll say it like that. So, oh, Chad, I know you've been waiting. You've been waiting.
I have a lot to say, mainly because this is spurred on by opinions that have been slammed in my face continuously. And for me, the show only got a lot. The show only got a lot worse for me. So just a little spoiler warning.
This
How this is gonna
Be
go.
fun. Chad, let me just say it like this. This might might officially be the episode where people throw pitchforks at us.
No, you all have already gotten pitchforks. I haven't been around enough, just for reasons. No, this is the episode that's going to get me pitchforks and probably torches.
So with that being said, that is the end of this. We'll see you guys for Kamen Rider Build. I hope all the build up is worth it. I'm not going to apologize for that. That's Chad.
Are you ready? Because I'm ready to give it a new one. By the way, thanks for joining us for Amazons, and we'll see you in Build.
That's feed.
Well, if we're watching Build, I'm gonna have to wake up and burn and get cross. Dragon!
No. Fuck, what was it? I don't know if Chad remember. Do you remember, Chad, the translation for Cross Z's SH figure art? Like fucking hot or something like that?
Shoot, I don't remember. Darn.
It said something. It said something like Cross Z's fucking hot. Like something like it was really. Obviously, I don't know if this was a translation from Toei's official site or if it was just like somebody did something with it. But like it was just like Cross Z's fucking hot, and I'm just like, well, I mean, he is lava, so.
Ah, shoot.
Yeah, get the piercings.
I'm gonna have to look that up
up,
just for history. But anyways.
And that is Jai.
Good night, everybody.
That is the most normal outro you've ever given.
I'm too fucking tired to think of anything.
As am I.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.
See you.
Bye.